DD214 Network podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Network is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now because we have you.
Network podcast.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. How the fuck is everybody? John's in a good mood today.
Oh, I'm feeling great. Even though I'm one tooth missing, we're good to go.
You lost a tooth?
I didn't tell you guys it finally happened.
Did you break it or what? What happened?
So do you remember a couple months ago I was complaining about that big old pain I was having?
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
This was back in November. So
yeah.
So got it happen. They started working on the root canal because they wanted to save the tooth.
Okay.
Was having some problems with insurance, la-di-da-di-da. Don't need to get into that. Things happen. Listen, we're not rich here, okay? So if you want to contribute to our medical bills, please donate.
Surprise.
Yeah. So, was waiting for everything to happen. And, we got the root canal. He said, we're going to Dr. Patel, he's a great doctor, by the way. Really cool, down to earth, yelled at me too. He was like, do something about your teeth. He's like that kind of dentist that gives a shit and will beat your ass if you don't do. He's not really going to beat your ass. But because we're going to save the tooth. So time goes on. I was having issues. 2 Thursdays ago, right before a recording of You, Me, and Lore, which congratulations on their episode 100, which is about to.
Oh, dude, for real? They got 100 episodes now?
They finally did it.
Good damn.
So right before the recording happened, I had ice cream with cookie bits, and I would have it. Obviously get the toothpick, and I feel the back of my second molar, which is tooth number 15, crack. The whole back of it just completely gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you guys that Sunday, I was like, I have to wait, So Tuesday comes, they check everything. Doctor comes in. She's like, oh, I remember you. Oh, that tooth needs to go. Come back tomorrow. So now it's Wednesday. Go there in the morning. Dr. Patel sees me. He's like, I remember you. All right. He looks at it. He goes, we're going to try to save this tooth. And I'm like, oh, boy, we've heard this story before. He proceeds to get all the little stuff and get his rubber gloves and violate me with his hands inside my mouth.
Yeah.
To the point that he says, oh, no, we can't save this. This needs to go. So the whole ordeal, needles, needles and all that stuff. And
getting a shot in the mouth is like so fun every time.
Jesus Christ.
It's so enjoyable to me.
I probably shouldn't be saying this, but there was even a point that I was so worried about that I knew what was about to happen. Even though my mouth was numb, I told him I could still feel it. So he
It's better to get it fully numb.
Yeah,
it really is.
And it was fully numb already, but I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I had to tell them to give me more agent numbing agent like a couple times when I was at the dentist in the Army, because like they'd be in the middle of drilling or scraping or doing whatever the fuck, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I felt that. You know, normally you just feel like the pressure. You feel the pressure. You know, when you actually, real quick when you can feel it. And it's even.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like fucking raised my hand. I'm like, I need you to stop. Like, I need more of that shit in my mouth, because I just felt that.
And so we're getting in, and so I'm like, all right, we're ready. I know they're not going to drill into my mouth, so I'm excited about that. Whatever they're just going to pull it out, whatever. I'm like, okay, a few minutes, whatever. This guy pulls out this metal shoehorn looking thing, and he proceeds to widen up my mouth and jam that thing in there. And next thing you know, I hear the cracking of the tooth, and I'm just like, oh my fucking God.
It's a little crunchy in there, dude. It gets a little crunchy.
You know? And hey, you don't feel it, but it's like,
feel the pressure.
It's so fucking weird how, like, if you can't feel it, you could hear it. And it's like, I heard every single crack, and I was like, this is fucked up right now. So,
slightly traumatizing. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm hoping to get a gold tooth pretty soon.
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of fucking wicked.
Okay.
So yeah.
So,
and then so that was on Tuesday. You want to tell us? A little story about something that happened this week, John?
Well, let's hear from your perspective first.
You want to go first on this, Joe? Hold on. We'll get to Joe definitely, because Joe's got some shit to talk about in a little bit. But Joe, how was your week, real quick, before we go into how are you doing?
It was a good week.
All right. Well, we'll
go into further details a little bit. I mean, we've got some.
We'll swing back around on that one, but okay.
Maneuvering here, so
Joe, why don't you
gonna do?
Joe, why don't you start us off? Tell us what happened that morning when you woke up and you turned on your phone and you got an alert about something on.
So I'm fucking sitting here at my desk, drinking my Red Bull. Just got out of my first morning meeting of the day. Look down. I've got a fucking notification. Same notification I got on my phone right now. Watch live now. DD214 network is live. Oh. First thing that goes through my mind is, so Jay and John are trying to fucking play some tricks right now, and they forgot to fucking tell me they were going to do some kind of fucking joke bullshit and go live at random this week. So I pull the fucking thing up. Well, it's not Jay and John. It's John and somebody else.
Caballas.
Yep. Fucking recording.
There's a little bit of lore with Caballas too. He was actually one of the very first guests we ever had on this.
Twice.
He's been on twice, and we don't typically air those episodes anymore. But that's
the second one. His second time, yeah.
But that very, very first one, we like, that's kind of like just in the vault, like just there.
Yeah. He's not a veteran, but he is such a good friend to all of us. It's
very. We love Caballas here at DD214. We love Caballas. Like he's definitely part of our history and part of our lore. So like I do.
It's John and Caballas.
Appreciate him.
John's recording another one of his podcasts that's under Clean Sanchez Media.
We're smoking like
they're
crazy.
Doing their fucking smoking like fucking goddamn freight trains.
talking like, whatever shit, like uncensored. Yeah. This is all stuff.
In our fucking group chat, and Jay's like, yeah, I wondered what the fuck was going on. And then we try calling John. We're fucking like at John, trying to get his fucking attention. I'm chatting on the fucking YouTube. Jay's chatting on the YouTube. Finally, Jay contacts fucking Frenchie.
It literally
called John. Just tell fucking John, hey, dickhead, you're live on the DD214 channel. Best fucking clip we probably have to date now, because Caballas' fucking reaction when John said, we have a problem. We're live on DD214 right now, and he just took a major fucking bong grip right as those words were about to come out of your mouth.
And then
his face was fucking priceless.
Yeah, his face was gold. Like seeing Cobal's face was fucking absolute gold. Like you're like, dude, we're live. We're fucking live right now. It's like, oops. Like,
so I mean, so there really is no excuse for anything that happened. I mean, you got the one. Yeah,
it wasn't that big of a deal. It was more funny than
yeah. You guys know that once I'm in the zone, I'm in the zone too. But
yeah,
and I know
you were. That was the thing. Like when I turned it on, I was like, okay, he obviously made a mistake going live. I was listening to what you guys were talking about. You guys were engrossed in conversation, and it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had no reservations at all. Like you guys are fun. You guys are fine.
It was good conversation. I mean, I even went to the extent of I was thinking you were in fucking Talk Studio, so I fucking opened Talk Studio and said to Jay, I was like, I'm gonna fucking just bust up in this fucking live he's doing right now and fuck shit up. And I tried. But you were using Riverside instead, and I didn't think about it because I could have gone back through fucking our chat and clicked the fucking Riverside link and hopped in that bitch too.
Yeah. So funny enough, so it all started. I'm getting phone calls. I'm in the zone, and I'm stoned. Okay, and
it happens.
Guys, I'm in New Jersey. I'm in a legal state. And yeah. So I get the phone. I see my wife's car, and I'm about to text her like, "Hey, I'm in a." Because actually, that recording was very impromptu. Woke up that morning and was just like, "Hey, you want to do this real quick?" And it was like, "Okay." So my wife is calling me on Discord, calling me on my phone. And then I answered the phone on Discord and I hear her cursing like, what the fuck is he not answering the phone for? And then I see you're live on DD214. I don't know why you aren't answering, but people are writing to me. You and Gio are live on DD214, not BRVG. And then when I read, I mean, the episode comes out tomorrow morning.
I saw your face. You made a face too. You made a face too. When you got the news, you were like, you could just kind of see you like inwardly sigh. You were just like God damn it! Like,
it was that. Fuck. Just kind of like that kind of sigh when you fucking read it. Like,
so it's actually funny because this all kind of roots to when we were talking about when I actually pitched to you about doing Riverside, and I had left. So you remember that morning, that last minute, we were just like, yeah, no, fuck it.
Yeah.
So the funny part is that day, remember, I hit that button and it didn't go live, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But for some odd reason, when I went into that specific studio, it went live and I never took the RTMP link out. Because we ended up not using it, and I ended up not deleting it.
Is because of a minor technical fault.
Yeah,
which you would not have seen coming, because it makes sense. It was just, I had almost the exact same experience as Joe. I literally I was awake, I was up, and I was fucking around on my phone a little bit. I went over to YouTube and I saw DD214 was live, and I was like, huh.
Yeah, because I usually tell you guys like, "Hey, I'm about to do something."
Well, and you do so many. I kind of knew immediately as soon as I pulled up and saw what was going on. I knew you were filming for a different podcast, but for some reason you didn't realize you were live on this channel on YouTube. Yeah. And that was the funny. That was and then you just like you were black on you were dark on comms. So you weren't responding to anything. So we just got to watch you fucking sit there and shoot the shit with Cabalas. And then once you found out, we got I guess me and Joe got the reaction we were looking for.
Yeah, and it's actually funny because like I listened back to the live and my audio was terrible. But
was it?
It sounded pretty low, but when I was able to do the post recording, the episode comes out tomorrow. It's unedited. So it's the full raw ordeal. So but my last point about this whole thing is we now know that Riverside works.
I mean, for the love of God, John, like you find very funny ways of very funny ways.
It's incredible, but I mean, I appreciate y'all who got to see a free episode of Clean Friends before it's released, but it was.
I gotta say, I seriously, I had a good time listening to you guys, and it was kind of funny the way you guys converse is a lot different than the way we converse. And
Yeah.
I like that dynamic too.
It's interesting too, because out of the stuff I do, Kobalis, I don't know if anybody knows this. Me and Kobalis actually grew up together.
You've shared your history with me, yes.
Yeah, we grew up.
You guys are longtime friends.
A couple blocks away from each other, and it's funny because like we always were in separate artistic situations that didn't put us together until now. So it's nice to have them. Our partners get along, so it's nice to have that. It's because like Clean and Friends is like really the only show that I do like pretty kind of in person, but it's like I could go outside and stuff like that. So it's nice. It's nice to have him and to have him at the helm, and for him he knows the history of DD214 too. And it's funny because like when
he was kind of there at the beginning. I mean, he really was. He was kind of
he knows.
He played in those fucking Call of Duty circles that we were in.
It's funny too, because like I started podcasting with him with Bong Rips and Video Games, which was the very first thing, and then we stopped doing it, and then came into DD214, and this became the consistency, and now DD214 and BRVG are actually the two most consistent shows.
Yeah,
that is produced by Clean Sanchez Media,
which is and great journeys start with a single blow of the horn, man.
Yeah,
I mean seriously, like it's that the consistency, the fact that we're here week in, week out, rain or shine, freaking somehow we find a way to make it happen. We have very, very, very seldom missed a week. We've missed a few here and there, but we have every 168 hours.
Yeah,
our asses are fucking parked right here.
Absolutely.
Like I've told every job I've had since I got out of the Army, I don't do Sundays. The reason I don't do Sundays is because of this shit fucking right here.
That's awesome.
We're DD214 network, but we all have our DD214s. Like the idea of that being like, if we can do one thing right every week, it's this podcast probably. If I can do one thing fucking right this whole week, if I fuck up everything else in my fucking life around me in the next 7 days, but if I do one thing right, it's going to be this podcast. It's a way to start. It's a way to start the week. It's a way to end the week. You know what I mean? Simultaneously.
Yeah. And I have to say, I learned so much, doing this podcast, especially with the addition of Squilini coming in, because this podcast has history, old hosts, different producers, different stories, different eras. There is a really, really cool history, a controversial one,
Part of it, yes, 100%. There's no denying that. There's no denying that.
Really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And it's not our fault that it's not our fault that it's controversial, but it is, and that's okay too, because we put our fucking big boy pants on in the morning too. You know what I mean? Like, fuck.
I got my joggers on.
I've been wrong on this podcast a few times, and like this is where you hear Jay get hold himself to a standard of accountability. I was very I was like on the ropes with Joe coming in as our co-host.
Yeah,
I was, and it took a while, but once Joe grew on me, we're fucking two peas in a pod now. You know what I mean? It took a while, but it worked, and I was wrong. I'm happy to admit though that I was wrong about that, because it worried me for a while. It really did. That was an era where I was shaky. I was already shaky, and then I don't like. I'm getting old, so I don't like change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, and the thing is, with the past, with the third person, it's been very rocky for the show. You guys have rotated. Like I'm probably the longest running now official third person for the show.
You are
because we're getting ready to go on fucking 2 years of me doing this with you guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say you passed at about the 6 month point. I think about 6 months. You've been here quite some time now.
The thing is, all of our personalities were totally different fuckers, but we mesh well together. Like we have an on-screen presence together.
That's correct.
We all kind of, our humor is a little bit different in areas, but at the same time, our humor kind of gets everybody going in the. So, it's one of those things like, yeah, I understand you being a little bit hesitant knowing a new
Well,
third person coming in with
it's
all the
also
other
me.
things that happened in the fucking past.
We're also talking about Jay here. I'm notoriously fucking fickle about basically everything.
So
I was a little
That's not your
leery
fault.
too when John had officially reached out to me and said, "Hey, Squilini, we liked when you were on the show as a guest. We'd like you to come in a more permanent position with us.
Mhm.
Are you interested in doing that?" I was a little bit off put about it too. Like I was like, I had to talk to the missus because it's a whole couple hours on a Sunday that
Mhm.
I'm doing this with you guys and stuff like that. But the more we've done it, the more it's kind of become
yeah.
it's just routine for me.
And I
Like,
just want to add, we appreciate her as well because
Absolutely.
it's
Absolutely. All the spouses, like
Mhm.
Joe's and John's, Frenchie too. Freaking, we love you guys. Seriously.
because it's easy, but at the same time to organize everything, to get everything together. Sometimes it gets a little confusing. Sometimes it gets a little kabob. Like today's a fucking easy day. Like
I mean, functionally, it is. We don't really have to. We don't have to try too hard today. You know what I mean? And that's. I don't know. I was just going to say that's. I think that is one of the more beautiful things about this, and the fact that we're still kind of like we're like noticeably hidden. For some reason, like we're just not reaching whatever audience is out there, and like that's fine by me.
Hey, Frenchie.
Because whenever we love you, Frenchie. Whenever we do take off, people are gonna have like a backlog of like 200 fucking episodes to go through.
Yeah.
And then they can see if they really like us. That'll be the ultimate test.
Yeah. And then it's like we have conversations like this, which really up the value, the quality of it, because these are great conversations.
I mean, and that's the thing.
Go ahead, Joe.
We have our conversations where we're joking, we're cracking, we're just fucking generally being a bunch of dickheads. And then we get into shit like this where we're like breaking down things a little bit more in depth. We're
a little bit more philosophical.
We're showing the human side of us and not just the on-screen side of us when we do these types of conversations.
Agree. But that's
so it helps people more relate to the three of us on a personal level and not just this is a show I want to watch for the comedic aspect or whatever fucking entertainment value we provide.
That is exactly also why I started off by saying that I was wrong, because I had it in my head that like our chemistry wasn't what it has become. You know what I mean? And I was worried about it, and I was wrong. Like, and I have no shame in admitting that like when I was wrong about something, and like John was right. John called that shit perfectly, like a fucking umpire calling balls and strikes. You know
part of me wishes I was on that call when John pitched to you me coming on the show. Just so I could hear what John said about me.
I was never opposed to having a third. I was never really even opposed to you necessarily per se. Yeah. I said let's give it a shot. Why not? And that's usually the kind of answer you're gonna get from me is like, I mean, I was a grunt, dude. But fuck it, flip a coin. Let's find out. You know what I mean? It can't hurt to try.
If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it works out, fucking great.
Yeah, and I just want to add in too. I brought you in because you have a positive personality. You know OPSEC. I mean, that's pretty much the best way to say it. Like there's things that you know when not to say, not how to say it. You also are a completely different personality than us, and it works. And I felt like that was the Lego piece that we needed. And then some people, I had one person who said to me, I think you're moving a little too fast with this. And I said to them, no, there's a chemistry that needs to be here. And I know it's there and it's going to work. And now look,
for some reason, it's like me and John are like yin and yang. We balance each other almost perfectly, but it's unbalanced. There's still something missing. There's like a core piece. There's like, it's like the heart or the internal gear mechanism that makes the fucking thing turn properly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like something was missing, and John was right about that. I I was being Mr. Conservative and saying like, dude, you and me is just fine together. We're fine together. And John was like, we are fine together. Something else has to be added though. Like we need some fucking spices in this fucking mashed potatoes. You know what I mean? Like we're literally serving up bowls of fucking mashed potatoes, you know, at the family reunion. It needs to have some fucking salt and pepper. You know what I mean? You gotta put some butter in that bitch. You know what I mean?
It's like the old white grandma made the mashed potatoes and doesn't know how to season the food.
And there's nothing wrong with
a little bit of
they're basic. It's like John Cena.
Yeah.
What they call is that what they called him? Was it mashed potatoes? Like or he was like or no, potato salad. It's potato salad. Yeah, John Cena's the potato salad of fucking like we like me and John do fine together, but we're fucking potato salad. You know exactly what you're gonna get, and you're gonna get the same shit every fucking week. We need more spices in there. We need other things to spice the dish up a little bit. You know what I mean? Because we are pretty basic when it comes to most of the generally speaking, most of the topics that we discuss, most of the things that we get into discussion about, we stay pretty basic, and we do that on purpose. That is part of our show. That's part of our shtick. Like we kind of stay basic. Sometimes we kayfabe a little bit. I usually kayfabe as the fucking bad guy. Occasionally, John will fucking do the kayfabe bad guy. He has fun with that. I know when he does it.
I love it,
dude. Isn't it fun being the fucking bad guy? Like I'm seriously. I literally felt bad because the week before I watched Fallout, I had no idea I was going to have that bad of a reaction to it. I had no idea.
But you see where the mashed potatoes comes in, because me and Squillini loved it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's
well.
And then go ahead.
So my neighbor, he's never played any of the Fallout games because he's a PlayStation guy. And you know, up until I think it's just up until recently they haven't had Fallout on PlayStation. So he's never played any of the Fallout games. It's not really his genre anyways. He's an FPS person.
I think if Jay played the old one, old ones like Fallout 1 and 2, where it's like that top down clicky thing, like he would like he was used to back in the day. Not to
maybe it's entirely possible. I've never tried.
I was talking to my neighbor about it because he was watching the show.
Did he like
watch the show?
Did he like it?
And he loved it. And he's never played any of the games. And we were talking about it. And what I liked with what they did with the show so much, I know we've already talked the show and shit, but it got brought the fuck up. So we're going to fucking change gears for a second. What I liked is the way they did the show. You didn't have to play the games to understand what the fuck was happening.
Yeah. Same with the Last of Us. I will agree that's.
Well, The Last of Us, they literally took the game and turned it into a fucking TV show.
Right. I mean,
with Fallout, they took aspects of the game
and made it
to make the show, because the Fallout show doesn't actually follow any of the storyline from the games. It's like years after.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I got some really interesting game news later, but anything fun happened this weekend? What else we got?
Well, I got to bring this up only because fuck you. Okay, fuck you. All right.
Damn it, yeah.
All right. So no, I got to bring this up because I do live in the Midwest. So the last couple of days we've had in the Midwest. There's been a couple of tornado outbreaks. There was one that started in Nebraska and went and crossed into Iowa a couple nights ago. And then last night, I know parts of Oklahoma got it really bad too, and they're getting tornadoes down in Texas. And I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, only because this was one of the first times in the 2 years we've lived here back here now in Kansas City that I really kind of was I was keeping an eye on the sky that day. And we were fortunate in our little portion of the metro. We have a thing out here called the Tonganoxie split. And it's basically where the weather will just kind of split a little bit and then it'll reform. And we live in that little strip in the middle. Okay. So if you're looking at a map of precipitation, a lot of times you'll see rain go around us, either to the north or to the south, depending on the direction. That's basically what happened. We've been getting a lot of rain, but the bad storms we did not touch us or come near us. So we got lucky here. there's some crazy footage.
This was in Oklahoma.
Last night was Oklahoma. The night before was Nebraska, Nebraska and Iowa, and so Omaha, Nebraska.
Really?
Omaha got hit with some shit, like hardcore. The Omaha airport, Omaha's airport got fucking hit by a tornado. Like, so when I say like it was like they had like 2 or 3 on the ground at the same time. We're talking like fucking. We're talking like fucking like worst case scenario, basically. Like multiple tornado emergencies, like happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
And yeah, they got some fucking crazy fucking footage. There's footage of multiple tornadoes.
That's a big one,
dude. And that's not even the only one. That was, oh god, dude. Like it just kept getting worse.
So I've seen a couple.
There's a video of a dude from fucking inside a train. His train gets hit with a fucking tornado. Takes a direct hit, and he's inside his train. Like freaking like there's go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to freaking interrupt you.
No, I've seen some videos from this past week of the tornadoes that were happening. That one was fucking small compared to some of the other ones.
There were a couple of monsters in there. I'm talking
there were a couple, 3-4 fucking mile wide fucking
I've kind of become somewhat of a weather nerd since joining the Army. Especially and having to like pay attention to like the weather outside, because like I'm out in there, out in it. I'm gonna be out in it like all the fucking time. Anyways, and there was one tornado where the entire like meso, like the cloud was fucking on the ground, and all you saw was just the fucking rotation. Like it literally looked like a cloud was just sitting on the fucking ground and fucking spinning.
Just getting ready to happen.
Huge, just like as our former embittered president would say, huge, fucking huge. Right? Is that huge? How does he talk?
Huge.
Mm-hmm.
Huge.
Oh, the biggest. Yeah, there you go.
Bigly.
It was the biggest tornado anybody's ever seen. It was beautiful. Yeah, that'd be Trump, right? No.
Actually, you just reminded me. I have something that I actually want to talk about later on.
Are you gonna remember later?
Yeah, I will.
You promise?
Just
lie to me. John, you break my heart every time. Every time you lie to me, you break my heart.
Just say Howard Stern to me, and that
Howard Stern.
Remind me, yeah.
Okay, Howard Stern, Baba Booey.
Yeah.
Howard Stern, Baba Booey.
Tornadoes.
Joe, tell me about your week, dude. What'd you do?
Well, got married yesterday.
OMG. Fucking
so,
hey.
I'm gonna back. I think it was Jay said it actually. Props to our women, A, for putting up with our fucking crazy asses, and B, big props to my wife for day after we fucking get married, understanding I'm doing the fucking podcast and not complaining. Like, she knows this is the one thing every week that helps me stay sane and fucking grounded. So she told me like, I think it was last weekend on Saturday, we were talking about it, and she was like, listen, I know the podcast is like your grounding point. It gets you ready for the fucking work week and all that. I don't want you not doing the podcast because we got married the day before. She's actually right now, she's fucking cleaning and shit because that's what she does. And Sundays is typically cleaning day anyways.
Yeah.
And last Sunday she was finishing up so we got married yesterday. This coming Thursday, she's walking across the stage with her to get her master's degree. So she graduates with her master's on Thursday.
Yeah.
So last weekend we didn't really clean or anything. Once we got done with the podcast, she was finishing up her last paper for her master's degree, fucking 30-page fucking paper she had to write. So no cleaning got done last weekend. Like, we did laundry and that was fucking it. So she's like, I've got to get cleaning done today. And then we've got to run out, meet up with her parents. Cause yesterday when she was getting ready, she went over to her parents and her sister did her makeup. Our neighbor's girlfriend did her hair. She left a bunch of shit over there that she needs to get, like her Apple Watch and her wallet and a bunch of other crap. So we've got to run to meet up with them once we get done. So this morning she wanted me to make sure to wake her up after I got out of the shower so she could go ahead and get the cleaning done while we're doing the podcast. but mad props to her, for fucking letting me, understanding podcast. This is, my stress relief. This is my grounding point, not having anything to say like, hey, can you tell the guys this week you're not going to be there or anything like that. She wanted to make sure I was here for you guys. But yeah, got married yesterday. It was fun. We did it at, there's this like nature park in the area. And they have a gazebo shelter area, and the backdrop's a waterfall.
It was very,
And
the pictures are very,
yeah, I sent the guys some photos. Been working on, while I was waiting on everybody to get in this morning, I was working on editing video and shit. So pull up one of the fucking photos when I can fucking find it here.
it's a beautiful moment.
It really was. I'm gonna be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
Yep. It's so cool to see something so beautiful like this happen, especially with someone on the team, man. It's very cool.
So she might kill me because she's about to become internet famous.
Ah,
She'll become internet famous before us. It's
Yeah.
gonna fucking happen.
Joe text
Boom.
when he joined.
see, look
So
look at that. You got the waterfall right there. Beautiful park. The gazebo is beautiful.
So funny enough, before we started, my neighbor, who real good friend of mine, I've talked because he's where we typically, on weekends and shit, Saturday nights we go drink with them, play cards, shit like that. He was pointing out like all the fucking writing and where people would scratch shit into the fucking thing, and there's an upside down cross in on one of the boards.
Well, I dig that.
And then there's a pentagram.
Nice.
Somebody scribbled in there, "The devil is here."
Fuck yeah, dude.
On one of the cross
fucking
beams,
badass
call
place,
for a
dude.
good time with
Fucking
somebody's number, but somebody scratched out the phone number that was right in there.
There's something
Like-
there's something romantic about the place where someone had their first kiss at that you probably got married at too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, guaranteed. Places
I
like
mean,
that, I mean, they get used over time. So
Yeah.
Imagine how many memories have been shared there, and like different kids have hung out and freaking,
So
whatever.
So that's one of the things. So my pastor, who's like an extra mom to me, back when I was homeless, she let me stay at the ministry she had opened up. Her husband, who's like another father for me, he was telling me yesterday that his brother actually got married in that gazebo in front of that waterfall
Dope.
years ago.
That's awesome.
And that's why we're not superstitious about shit. Okay, kids? So stop being superstitious about dumb shit. Hail Satan. All right.
I would love
So-
to say that in front of Ron DeSantis, especially after what happened last week
Dude,
with
fuck
him.
dude, fuck that fucking cunt, dude. Like, fuck
Yeah.
that guy. Fuck
So-
that guy.
So what's next? When's the honeymoon?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What is next? I'm good.
I mean,
John. Fucking A.
the thing is, I don't think we're gonna be doing a honeymoon anytime soon, because with her finishing her master's degree, she's so heads down on trying to find a job
But you're
using
coming,
her degree.
But you're coming.
I
to
mean,
Kansas
we're-
City in, like, less than a
But
month.
we are coming to Kansas City at the end of May. So I mean that's
Yo, you guys are gonna have so much fun. Like,
like fucking 3 weeks out now.
You see how fucking excited I just got?
you know
Yeah,
what?
fuck, dude, speaking of the devil, dude, like I need to fucking pick up some fucking shift work, dude. Like I need some money for when you guys get here.
Oh,
Fuck. Fuck. Like I get paid every month, okay? But fucking, mortgages and fucking bills and blah it don't go fucking forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
we're gonna be coming to Kansas City in 3 fucking weeks, Jay. That's 3 weeks away.
okay, I got you. I have to pick up some work
So-
this week.
So I mean, we've got that trip planned. And then in August, we're doing the yearly family beach trip with her family. So, going down for a week,
I gotta say,
Saturday to Saturday, got a beach house.
I really got to say, I'm really looking forward to seeing you in person. This is gonna be fun. Like John's been here before, and like
You're gonna love it.
Kansas City is a little different, but it's so underrated. You have to be
so nice.
Here.
Everyone is so nice in Kansas City. Like that's a fact.
It's almost like it, especially like if you're a veteran, like it's almost off-putting.
Yeah,
people are extremely polite. There is a veneer out here, that Midwest veneer, of social graces like do still exist here. So
make sure you wear your veteran hat and you let that.
Dude, you'll get your dick sucked, and not just by your wife, bro. Like dude, like. Dude, like, no, I'm not joking, and I don't mean to shit on anybody in my city. People like unironically wear grunt style out here, like unironically, like you know what I mean. Like they very much like it's.
I mean, that's like 90% of the fucking t-shirts I own too. So.
You'll fit right in. You'll fit right in. It's embedded in the culture out here. It is embedded in the culture out here.
Well, I mean,
I am going to take it in my dive bar though, and you're going to have to meet a couple people there probably.
I mean, the thing is, growing up,
hope you like day drinking.
So, you saying that, I'm gonna sidetrack from what my next comment actually was going to be and go somewhere else with this conversation real quick. So I was explaining our group dynamic to the missus the other day. Because I was telling her the whole foobar fucking John made with fucking going live when he didn't mean to fucking go live and all that shit. And I was like, John was fucking stoned off his gourd. Like he was just fucking gone. And she's like, is he that big of a fucking pothead? I said, here's our group dynamic. I'm the alcoholic. John's the pothead. Jay does both.
Jay's literally right in the. He's right.
Jay is just half and half with the two of us. So it's like that's our fucking dynamic, and I feel like that's where when we were talking about bringing me onto the show and everything, that's where I evened everything out because we've got the pothead, the drunk, and the fucking middleman. So.
You're not wrong. You're not fucking wrong.
So I mean,
that's amazing.
But funny enough, last night. So what's going on, Cleary? How are you doing? Welcome in. We actually meant to go live this time. Thank you, brother. Thank you. We actually meant to go live this time. John didn't just start pressing buttons at random and go live on accident today. But so funny enough, yesterday, like the missus, her drink of choice, tequila.
Oh God.
She will knock shots of tequila back like it's fucking water.
That poor lady.
When she does drink, she doesn't salt and lime, no chaser, just straight fucking tequila, doesn't make a face.
Oh shit.
So yesterday, she got up early. She grabbed the neighbor's girlfriend and another one of our neighbors. They rode out to her parents' house to get her ready and everything. I got up, got my shower, met up with the neighbor, the neighbor and his kid. We went and grabbed breakfast, went and got fucking Starbucks because fuck it. It's my wedding day. I'm going to spend a little bit of money and buy an overpriced coffee. And then we go to the liquor store because we had to pick up libations for last night. And walk in, I'm a big bourbon guy. So one of the bourbons that's an allocated bourbon, really hard to find. Good omen right there. I knew the day was perfect at this point because I walked in. They had just got a whole fucking shipment of this allocated bourbon in. And usually they have it limited to one fucking bottle per person. They had no limits on how many bottles you could buy. So I grabbed fucking 3 bottles. And then I bought her, just a little small bottle of fucking Patron. Just for her for last night.
Patron's good stuff.
I had to go and buy fucking ibuprofen this morning for her. Because I didn't get the 5th. I got, that one step down, the like $30 bottle instead of the $50 bottle.
It would be either a pint.
So I got her a pint.
Yeah.
I got her a pint. You want to know how much of that pint's left?
It's gone.
You're already scaring me. You're already scaring me. How much?
Half a fucking shot. Not even a whole shot worth.
That's like six. That's like almost 10 shots.
Yo, that's like if I took a shot right now.
Oh, John would die. John would die. I've seen him.
And she's up and moving.
I've seen John's spirit physically leave his body like a cartoon, and then like freak the fuck out and like have to get the fuck back in. You know what I mean? Like she's straight up fucking awake, walking around, moving and fucking cleaning right now, and she drank all that fucking tequila by herself.
You married a machine.
She is the machine. Machine.
I was waiting for that fucking to happen because, you know, I was telling you guys before the show this week on Tuesday, we're going to see Bert Kreischer fucking at the comedy club here. But yeah, no, my goal last night was to let her get fucking shit faced.
Dude, that's good.
Oh, yeah, that's the goal.
So we get back.
Dude, your wife's nickname is forever going to be the machine. Like, dude, like you remember like the end of Fury when the kid finally gets his war name and they call him Machine.
Yeah.
They call him fucking Machine. The drinking, fighting fucking machine. Machine.
So, you know, we get after the wedding and everything, we go out to eat with everybody. While we waited on her parents to get there because they went back to the house to change into more comfortable clothes and shit. There's downtown, there's a little bar. It's not really a bar. It's like a bottle shop that you can just go in and also get beers on tap. So, you know, all of us from our group here in the complex, we all went, had a beer together, then went, ate, and then headed back this way. Get back here at like 6:00 yesterday afternoon. And by 7:20, me and the neighbor had already gone through fucking a case and a half of fucking beer in an hour and 20 minutes.
Fuck yeah.
You drink a lot faster than me, Joe.
By 11:00 last night.
I was like,
by 11:00.
I was like, nope.
By 11:00 last night, we were going to buy a 4th case of beer because we'd already gone through fucking 60 fucking cans of beer.
It happens.
For every one beer we drank, we shotgunned 2.
Right. I believe it. I mean, I believe it. You'll be
why I said I'm the drunk of the group.
you will be well received at my dive bar.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like you'll be very well received there.
So,
yeah, like when I go ahead, John.
You Squilini, if this guy doesn't do karaoke with you, then it's not a good time. All right. Like,
did I do karaoke?
I don't care how drunk I get, I'm not fucking doing karaoke.
You did that song you always do you did a song with your daughter. You did Go Go Godzilla. That was one of them. And then you did another one. You did one with your daughter.
Oh, fucking God damn it.
You said you do it all the time.
Yeah, it's fucking I like beer because it's good. I drink beer.
That's the one.
Yeah, let's go drink some beer. And then my daughter, beer. Like, beer. It's like, Dad, I think you've had enough. No.
Yeah, if Jay doesn't take you karaoke, then it's not a complete. You don't. I didn't do karaoke. I mean, you don't have to do karaoke.
I did karaoke on Friday night. And I ended up. I did not want to stay out as late as I did, but I ended up having. Well, it wasn't like that. I got too inebriated or anything. It's my neighborhood bar, so I care about it. And it was just it's Friday night. It was Friday night, which we get a very eclectic group. Like it's not just the regulars on Friday night. Most of the week, typically speaking, it's the regulars. There's a day crowd. There's a fucking night crowd. You know, as of late, I haven't been really part of the night crowd as much because, you know, single dad. But when the girls are at school, I can go have a couple beers, you know, before it's time for them to get out of school, and it's not really that big of a deal. And I do not drink as fast as Joe, not by any stretch. When Joe will probably be done with a fucking 6-pack before I've finished like my second pint. You know what I mean? So I do I do imbibe responsibly. I can assure everyone, right? But it is a cool place, and it does have its own little like kind of vibe, and it's a very very old school like neighborhood bar. Like it's you'll be well. I'm pretty sure you'll be well received there.
I mean,
where you're
don't get me wrong. I drink fast, but I never drive when I'm drinking to that extent.
Yeah.
So I do it responsibly.
We're talking slow drinking, somewhat of a fucking regular / fast metabolism. You know, for me, where it's like, if I stay there 2 hours and I only have 2 or 3 pints, I've already metabolized probably the first one. And then if I stay another 30 minutes or an hour after that, I'm good. I'm fucking good.
You're taking big gulps. That's it. Big sips.
It's not, I mean, the thing I've never really understood is it's not hard to imbibe responsibly with alcohol. It's not hard. Okay. It takes a little bit of practice. I will freely admit it takes a little bit of practice. Sometimes there have been nights and evenings where I was like, fuck, I drank one too many. And now I have to fucking sit here and wait. Yeah. And that's what I do. I literally sit there and fucking wait.
Yeah.
You know, you drink your waters in between your fucking beers, you know, and you sit there and you fucking wait until you're good. You know what I mean? Like, nobody said you had to fucking do X, Y, and Z. Like we're all grown folks here. So if you realize, oops, I feel tipsy now versus very slightly buzzed, which will wear off shortly. If I'm feeling tipsy, oh shit, that's like your oh shit moment. Like, okay, if I'm driving, like I have to wait a while now.
I know I'm fucked up when my lips get numb.
Your lips get numb.
So the thing for me is that's, like my little neighborhood dive bar is 150 yards from my complex. So like if I go there, I can walk there. Or if I do decide to stop, like say Friday, we go to the grocery store, we go out to dinner or something on Friday, and after dinner we decide we're going to stop in to have a couple drinks. If me and her have a few too many to drink, we can just fucking leave the car there, fucking walk home.
Yeah, exactly.
And then go. I can just walk over and pick it up the next morning. Drinking
responsibly is not hard, kids. It's not fucking hard. They drilled that shit into us in the Army. When the three of us were in the Army, if you got one fucking DUI, career over. And they just recently stopped kicking people out.
And it was really bad, especially like for MPs. If you got pulled over and it wasn't even DUI worthy, if you blew anything as an MP, you could be below the legal limit. If you blew anything as an MP, automatic fucking out. Yep. Like you didn't even have to get a DUI as an MP back then.
Yep. And that's freaking like that is no joke. I spent almost 12 years of my life under a constant threat of you better not get a fucking DUI because it's over. It's over fucking tomorrow if you get a fucking DUI.
Yep. Yeah.
So don't fuck with it. Don't fuck with it. You know what I mean? It was like this. I have this very tense relationship with alcohol right now, where you okay?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm looking for something for one of our topics.
Okay. No, but my relationship with alcohol has become this very tense. Like I use it more medicinally than I do for the sake of inebriation or enjoyment, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's kind of where for me that's what's got me more on bourbon than beer now.
Yeah, I don't drink a lot when I drink. That's the biggest thing with me is like I might drink almost daily. It's not every day, but damn near. But I don't ever drink a lot when I drink, and I think that's the biggest thing is like there's several blocks that I would check as an alcoholic, but there's several more that I do not check when we talk about alcoholism and stuff like that and addiction. It's the same with pot. I don't smoke a lot of pot every day either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I might do it daily or almost daily, but I never go I never do a lot at any one time. That's not my style. It's not how I roll. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. Like for me, like on a Saturday night, if we're with the neighbors and we're hanging out in the fucking community within walking distance and we're playing cards, I'm throwing them back. I'm just
Sure.
knocking beers back.
Yeah,
But during the week,
to each and
it's
enjoy. I
it's
say
fine to
enjoy.
do it. Yeah, it's fine to enjoy it in, you know, a safe environment where you're not going to fucking put anybody else at risk,
Mhm.
you know. But during the work week, like, you know, in the evening, I get off work, I go downstairs, I grab my whiskey glass, I drop a cube in, I pour me a whiskey, I drink that one, I pour a second one, and then that's it
Right.
for the evening. Like, I'll have 2 glasses of whiskey or bourbon or a glass of scotch or whatever I fucking choose off the shelf that day. And that's it. And that's why I've switched more to bourbons and whiskeys, because
Well,
those
beer sits in you. You're basically drinking fucking bread, and it turns to fucking sugar. So I mean, like,
yeah, I mean, there's that.
Here, like,
I mean, you're gonna bloat yourself and stuff like that. And you know, it's one of those things, like, I have 1 or 2 whiskeys, I'm good. If I start drinking beer, I'm having to knock back a 6-pack for the same effect that those 2 whiskeys are giving me.
right.
But then I'm also getting the bloating. I'm, you know, filling myself with sugar and carbs.
Getting the beer shits, you know, in the morning, and like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
So, you know, I have, you know, the missus, she does bitch about my whiskey collection, I call it, or she calls it a whiskey collection, because I have fucking a couple bottles that were, you know, couple $100, if not $1,000. I didn't buy those. Those were gifts because I would never be caught dead paying that type of money. Now, yesterday, when I bought those 2 bottles that I did get, the 3 bottles I got yesterday, they had one that I'd been looking for a while, but our liquor store had it marked up so fucking much, she would have killed me if I bought it, because it was $200 for one fucking 750 milliliter fucking bottle. She would have fucking murdered me. Now, if somebody were to just fucking drop one on my fucking doorstep and give it to me, I'm not going to bitch. But yeah, I mean, there's things like that too. Like, I like taking part in that culture, because it's a whole fucking thing. You know,
really is.
I also, you know, I've gotten into cigars here lately too. So like, some evenings when I'm having my whiskey in the evening, I'll go out on my back patio, I'll sit in my chair, I'll sip my whiskey, smoke a cigar. And
a lot of days I go to the bar because I've been trying to socialize more, and I've been trying to kind of learn how to be a fucking human being again. You know what I mean? So like, that entails like,
being a human's hard.
Well, it
sucks.
After getting out of the army, is kind of like all of a sudden I was like really socially awkward sometimes, and I was like, I didn't used to be socially awkward at all. Like, what the fuck happened here? But I've caught myself.
You're still in that transition period.
Yeah,
and it never fucking stops.
Oh, and
I will be the first to fucking tell you.
Yeah, but I noticed it. Like, it was noticeable to me, and I was like, okay, if you're gonna fucking make some, you know, do some work and fucking make some attempts to like slightly fix this, like, socializing is going to be like number 1 on the fucking list. You need to fucking be around people, because the less you're around people, the more awkward you're going to be when you are. You know what I mean? And so like, socializing, you know, it's just, I can go to the bar and I can have a couple of pints and socialize a little bit, or try to. Not all days. I mean, it's me. So some days I don't talk to anybody, but I started socializing a little bit more and just being more open to chat and conversation and stuff like that. And of course, when you go to the same place, you know, around the same time, like for a while, you're going to become one of the regulars. So like, now I'm kind of like one of the regulars. I can, you know, I know just about everybody from the day drinking crowd. You know what I mean? They're a lot older than me usually, but that's okay. You know what I mean? And like, I have a good time, and it helps me be a little bit more human. And I'm like, it's like, you know, it's like being in the army was like, we kind of got like abducted by a UFO, and it's like, no matter what happens for the rest of our lives, like, we got abducted by the UFO. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm trying to be a fucking regular person again, and just try to like reassimilate into society and just be a productive member of it. But
our first experience of being abducted by the UFO was at MEPS, when they decided to anal probe us.
Oh yeah, the anal probe, dude. You have to get it. Oh, when I went to selection, I didn't just get somebody fucking staring at my poop chute, dude. I got a whole ass fucking man finger in there, dude. Like freaking. Oh yeah, they had to check the prostate, literally, like fucking literally.
Beautiful.
Like,
so we got a couple more things. So real quick, I just want to give a huge shout out to Stoned Vet for doing God's work. He's running. We got a comment on our episode last week.
okay.
We can't find the comment anymore. I guess I have to go through the analytics because it happened apparently on our live where someone gave us information about someone who is doing Stolen Valor.
Oh yes, okay. Once, let me 5 seconds. Let me grab another beer. I want to listen to this.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be something, folks. And let me actually write down. Let me put it you guys.
Oh boy! Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
YouTube.
Time to stir up some shit. Here we go.
So I mean,
start spilling the fucking tea, John.
Yeah, and this is gonna be.
I see it right here. I see the comment right here on the video.
What did it say?
What's it say?
Just wanted to let you guys know that there's a video coming out about a guy who is committing stolen valor on YouTube, claims 3 tours in Afghanistan, 2 Purple Hearts, 13 years of service, and many, many other stories. We pulled his DD-214 and he failed basic training twice, never passed BT. He is still to this very day on YouTube committing stolen valor and collecting donations. He claims he is giving to vet charities. He is also accused by the state of Alabama of murdering Marine Corps vet Donald Cameron, and has an open capital murder indictment hanging over his head. The documentary will be on the channel Josh Prime this Wednesday at 5 Eastern. For additional information about this guy, Michael Kaiser, check out Stoned Vet, a retired Army/Marine vet who has covered him extensively.
Yep.
Damn.
So the man who's going on the wall of shame, his name is Michael Kaiser. This is his YouTube right here. Fraud at Wrangler.
Fuck it. We're just posting it.
Yeah. I mean, pieces of shits need to be exposed, and I can't wait. I'm going to watch this documentary today, so I'll get back to you guys on it next week. But shit like this, we don't roll with it. We don't roll with it. Now we have had the conversation of there are a number of people who, this may be a mental thing for them, right? We have.
We don't do. Okay, DD-214 Network will forever hold ourselves accountable and to the fucking highest possible standard. I don't give a shit if you have mental problems. Fucking do something about it. You don't get to fucking
KISER.
You don't get to take your fucking bullshit out on the fucking world. You don't get to fucking defraud people. Okay? You don't get to fucking waste resources and fucking abuse fucking power and authority. All right, we take responsibility for our own fucking bullshit here. I don't like the fucking mental illness thing because, like, yes, a lot of us qualify as fucking mentally ill. Okay,
you're right.
Fair. That's why you fucking do something about it. You don't sit there and fucking like go into your little spider hole and fucking hide from the world. That's exactly why I was just talking about socializing more, because I need to get out. I need to be around people more, so that my personal problems don't manifest in a way someday that I don't want them to. Because we never have an excuse to take our bullshit out on the fucking world. Mm-hmm. That's horseshit. Right. It's fucking horseshit. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, check out Stone Vet. He's been covered. They've been covering. It's actually a really good podcast, to be honest with you. They run 2 live shows a week. They're not scared to. You know why I like their podcast. Because you know how like we kind of stay away from like some of like the news, politics, and stuff like that.
They go into it.
You're not afraid to talk about it, and I think it's great. What they do is really great. So
they're kind of the yin to our yang, basically.
And they're really cool guys. They're
we cover one end of the spectrum, they cover the other.
They're very interactive with their audience, like we are. They're very open. They're not afraid to say what they feel. It's great. Stone Vet, a big shout out. Next we have okay, we're gonna change this up a bit real quick. We're all fans of Slipknot, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw them.
Did you?
I saw a very rare show with Slipknot where fucking Slayer opened for Slipknot in Tucson, Arizona. That's a very rare. Slayer very rarely opened for anybody, but there was this one show. The first time I ever saw Slipknot, fucking Slayer opened up for them. That was my first Slayer and Slipknot show.
That's amazing. Well, Brandon Cleary says that shit went down where I was recruiting in Alabama.
Oh fuck, bro.
Oh, he's probably close to the fucking source then, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
So
Jesus.
so Slipknot this week, they started off their 25 anniversary run. And now when you think of Slipknot, what is probably the only place that you think that you'll be able to see them at? A stadium, an arena, right? Amphitheater.
I would put them at like Midland Theater here in Kansas City, but it's like 2,000.
So
I could see them playing like a show at the Midland because like they did. That's about what it wasn't. Go ahead.
On the 25th, they played in a saloon for $9.
That's badass.
The tickets were $9, and they came out in their old jumpsuits, and some of them had their old original mask, which Corey Taylor had the dreadlock mask, which was it was very nostalgic. So what was really cool about this show is that there was only about 300 people there. It was a very personal show. The tickets went out the 22nd. The show was the 25th. They wanted to do a personal show, and on top of that, we're all fans of Sepultura.
Yes. That was my first. They opened up for Ozzy Osbourne. That was my first fucking concert ever.
Yeah, I've seen
Sepultura
myself. And what's crazy about this is that their new drummer left Sepultura, who was another big arena stadium band, to be the new drummer for Slipknot.
Okay.
And to have a big band like that play in such a personal space like that, especially for a guy like Eloy Casagrande, the new drummer for Slipknot, who is not used to big places like small places like this, having an intimate show was really cool. And the footage is out there. There's the whole show's already on YouTube. It was so fun to watch. Next we have X-Men 97. Jay, did you ever watch the cartoon back in the day?
Back in the day, but it wasn't X-Men 97. It was freaking the original.
Exactly.
Like where freaking Morph died and shit, like, or they thought he died.
Yeah.
So
X-Men 97 is a direct continuation. It has, I don't know about the writers. I actually know one of the showrunner got fired right before the premiere of X-Men 97 because he was selling dick pics on the side.
Oh, come on. For the love of fucking what is wrong with you people? Like, I mean, like, what in the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, God.
A lot of fucking things.
God damn it, dude. Like, what? Fuck. Doing some, you do some cool ass shit. You're doing some cool ass shit. And you're going to ruin it because of your fucking cock. I mean, for fucking realsies. Like, are you that desperate? Does your life suck? Are you that miserable? I'm sorry, John. I didn't mean to derail the X-Men. For fuck's sake. God.
I want to make sure that this information is correct first before because I know it's true, but I want to make sure that it's as true. And he was hard to work with. But yeah, that happened. But anyway, the cartoon itself, it's a direct continuation. The animation itself, it looks almost the same. It's just, I guess, more clearer is the right way to say it. Some of the original cast is there, and it tells a really good. I think there's like 3 more episodes left, and they have done a hell of a job. Doing the best that they can to make it as original as possible. But the story continues. There's a lot of really cool like callbacks to older villains and older characters.
Who's your guys' favorite?
I've always through and through been a Cyclops fan.
Mine was Gambit.
Then maybe you should watch this.
Cable.
You still like Cable?
Cable.
That's a fair choice. Cable's a fair fucking choice.
Do you want to be spoiled?
I do find it like kind of interesting that.
Do you want to get spoiled? Because
always
X-Men 97 is a direct continuation from where the original show left off.
I don't really remember the whole. I mean, it was a lot. I was a kid.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't really remember the storyline.
It's like 5 seasons or something like that.
Yeah, I think
I went back and rewatched all the
That
seasons
shit
before
was-
97 came out.
That shit was afternoon cartoons for me when I was a fucking like middle school going into high school. So it was like by the time I got to high school, I stopped watching shit in the afternoon. I was too busy chasing tail and smoking pot.
Yeah, I mean, so
You know what I mean?
do you want to know what happens in episode 5?
Sure.
Tell him, Squillini. Just tell him.
Oh, here we go.
Gambit gets killed.
Heroically.
Well, fucking of course.
Heroically.
They killed Gambit, really?
Yeah, they
Ooh. That
it
puts
stings.
a fucking scorpion fucking stinger in my fucking dick hole, dude. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, they killed.
And it was the episode before that.
I was pissed
I
off
think
they
it was
never
the
had
episode
Gambit in the
before that
fucking
or-
movies. I was pissed off they didn't have Gambit in the fucking movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I really was. Like,
It was it episode 3 or episode 4 when Storm had her powers taken away?
It was like episode 3. They were cooking on that show. They were cooking.
cooking meth with the storyline? Like, what were they cooking?
Cooking depression is what they're
Clearly.
like. They
Well, I'm depressed for like I'm depressed for like fucking childhood me. Fuck, like right?
Yeah. It was I did cry. I'm not even gonna. It was definitely like, what the fuck are you like? Why? Now I know why the show running.
I'm probably gonna have to fucking hold off on watching this for a while. I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait on this one.
I mean, it's.
I'm glad you spoiled me. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I you know,
Thank
it's.
you.
I mean, that's really the biggest thing. Magneto runs the X-Men now, and he's got
What?
like rock star long hair. Charles
Mhm.
Xavier's dead.
Well,
I'm not doing this. No.
Yeah.
No. I'm fucking good. I'm good. Thank you for spoiling it because, like, fuck no, I'm good.
Oh, so there wasn't any. I mean, we've been on a positive roll today, but so military news is kind of depressing this week. But
Surprise!
I do have something. This is going to be something that Jay's going to rant on, but we'll end it here too. Microsoft is telling Bethesda with the success of the Fallout TV show, and this isn't going to be a Fallout conversation. This is going to be a corporate ass fucking right now. Microsoft wants Bethesda to start working on Fallout 5 due to the success of the show, but
they're going to be like so many fucking years behind. Like, it's a trend now. If they needed that, they needed it now. They should have fucking done that. Like, started that shit like 2 years ago.
There's
something like next year or the year after. That's fucking stupid.
There's a perfectly working Fallout game. Several Fallout games right now. We don't need any more. And then on top of that, Bethesda's currently working on Elder Scrolls 6, which they're saying it's not going to be at least another probably 5 years till that comes out. So
fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I quit on this. Fuck all of you fucking corporate lunatic cocksucks.
I do not want a rushed game in general.
You guys suck. Your idea sucks. If you wanted a new Fallout game, you should have fucking coincided it somewhere near this fucking show. Like you're trying to predict what the public is going to like in 2 or 3 years when they're probably not going to give a fuck anymore. You fucking morons. Can you imagine getting paid millions of dollars a year, guys, to just have fucking bad ideas all the time? Because that's all these fucking corporate cocksucking suckers of Satan's cock do.
I'm just going to start giving bad ideas.
It's bad idea after bad idea after bad idea. The public fucking proves it to them almost every time. Almost every single time. How are these lunatics the ones fucking running the asylum? Somebody fucking tell me, please. This shit makes me want to choke myself. It's so gross.
Yeah,
it's so obvious. It's so obviously a bad idea. Like you cannot convince me in any way, shape, or form in a common sense manner. Does that idea make any fucking sense right now? The fucking TV show just came out. Games take years to develop. You're basically banking the fucking public. The public is still going to be sucking Fallout's dick fucking 5 or 6 years from now. They're not. I promise you they're not.
Gonna fade. It's gonna fade.
Dude,
Look,
everything fucking does. Everything.
Game of Thrones,
Damn.
Fallout. It happens to every, and I'm saying this as a super fan. Like it, we see it in every single type of media community that we have seen. Like we're not very happy with Rockstar, but at the same time we are.
I will give them their props for some of the masterpieces they've released
and take their time without rushing it.
Correct. But those took fucking years.
We're on 10 years now. 10 years since we've had the new GTA game, with a new one coming out. What? 3 years, if that.
We still have no DLC for fucking Red Dead Redemption 2, and the online is still fucking busted as fuck.
Or Starfield.
And Starfield was a massive disappointment compared to what it should have been. And that was fucking they that monkey fucked that football fucking 6 ways.
So I mean, Bethesda's looking really good, but in in the deeper cuts, they're not doing really fucking good.
Nobody in the gaming industry is. That is like the elephant in the fucking room. The gaming industry is in the fucking toilet right now.
Yeah.
The wrong people are in charge. The wrong people are making the fucking decisions, and the wrong people are making the fucking games. Wrong people are making the fucking games.
You know what I've been playing?
Top to fucking bottom, everything is in the toilet right now, and it's so. Especially as a former, we were talking before the show. I can't even call myself a fucking casual gamer anymore, because I spent $0.00 on anything video game in 2023. Last year, I spent $0 on a video game. I can't even call myself a casual anymore, because there's fucking nothing out there. Like they are. We're gonna start
playing board games.
It's a fucking what was that movie? Dumb and Dumber.
I play more board games now than I do fucking video games.
It's that fucking shit that dude took in fucking Dumb and Dumber in that toilet that didn't work. It's that shit. It's just sitting in the toilet, and the toilet can't be flushed right now. That's all that's there. That's all that the gaming industry is right now. It's gross to even hear the idea that Microsoft would want to fucking try to like push a Fallout game right now. You're fucking stupid. You are fucking brain damaged, like you got hit over the head with a fucking hammer several times. You guys are fucking. And how do they make the money? How do you make the money to make decisions that fucking bad? Like, put me in a fucking suit, and I'll go up there and make fucking like way fucking worse decisions. Like, if you want to pay me for fucking making bad decisions, shit, please, please, somebody save me.
We need more veteran retired generals as heads of game developers.
They're fucking stupid. Stupid. Like, it just like you know that shit's not gonna work. Go ahead, Joe.
I'm gonna say this because of the state of video games. Obviously, we know my background with education and shit. I've got a fucking master's degree in computer engineering, minored in software and software development. Do you know what I don't do for fucking work? Software development, because it fucking sucks. The reason here's the thing. We can blame the development companies. Yeah. We can't blame the guys behind the fucking keyboards making the games, like actually doing the code and the graphics and all that, doing the actual work. It's the fucking guys up in the fucking corporate offices, up in the fucking box, so to speak, if we're going to go sports terms for a second. The guys up in the fucking box calling the shots are the ones that have all this shit fucking happening. All this crappy work coming out, the same fucking copy and paste bullshit that we've seen year in and year out with Call of Duty, all of that. It's not the developers' faults. It's from the development side. It's absolutely the fucking corporate cockbags that want to just fucking crunch shit out. Because here's the thing. If Microsoft pushes Bethesda to push out Fallout 5 quick, I guarantee you it's going to be worse than even the fucking launch of Fallout 76.
And we saw how that fucking worked, didn't we, John?
Fallout 76 has gotten a lot fucking better.
Yeah.
However, when it first came out, it was trash. complete and utter fucking garbage.
I actually still have footage from the beta. I played the alpha, I played the beta, I played the public test servers, and then I played the private test server.
Omega.
The alpha, yeah, I was there, man. But guys, do you mind if I take the final thought today? Because I have a lot.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Do we have anything before we hit the final thought?
No,
I'm good.
So I'm going to start off with this. I'm tired of motherfuckers playing around with other people's emotions. I'm going to say that right fucking now. And it's not happening to me, but it's happening to people that I love, and it's not fucking cool. And if you have an issue with how people react in different ways and don't understand how humans work, then you have a fucking problem. Do not play with people's mental psyche. It is wrong. It is childish. Okay? I saw someone give someone else, someone trying so hard to do the right thing, right? And this other person answering with questions, being cryptic. Okay, you're not a fucking comic book superhero, all right? You're not the fucking shadow behind the church, all right? You're a fucking human being. So
we call those barroom heroes. We call those barroom heroes. It's a fucking barroom hero right there.
No,
yeah.
We said it earlier. Everyone qualifies in the mental health department for different fucking reasons.
Correct.
And if you're judging other people because of how they react emotionally, then you, my friend, need to get checked out yourself.
I'm going to interject real quick because I've had to tell people in my personal life that I love dearly, I don't want you walking on eggshells around me, but there are things that are going to get me riled up very fast, and it's not going to be pretty, and I don't come down very fast. I don't come down from it very fast when it happens. And there are the people that listen, and there are the people that don't. And the people that don't find out what happens when the fucking J nuke goes off. And it's not fucking fun. And everyone gets fucking sprayed with napalm. And it's damaging emotionally. It's damaging probably spiritually if you're a believer.
Yeah.
Probably damaging spiritually, mentally. And this guy right here is the one that fucking drops the bomb. So it's like I didn't ask to get fucked with. I did not ask to get fucked with.
That's
but
right.
If you choose to fuck with me after all the warnings, all the red flags, all the fences you had to fucking climb to get to this inaccessible part of me, if you climbed all those fences and ignored all those red flags and the nuke goes off, dude, in your hands, fuck you. Fucking fuck you.
Do not play.
Don't never, please.
It's
not a joke. It's not a joke. I do not like myself when I have those moments. It hurts me to hurt other people.
Yeah,
it hurts me.
I see what people say. We all see what people say online. People trying to better themselves, and you're fucking breaking them down because it makes you feel better. Are you fucking sick? Dude.
That's a very sick motivation. It's a very sick motivation to have. And unfortunately, we do have some peers in the military that exhibit those same fucking symptoms.
Yes, they do. And they need to be called out on, and they need to be checked on as well.
Fucking agree on that. Hard fucking agree on that.
Yep.
We're not toy soldiers, and you don't get to fuck with us. You don't get to fuck with us just to see what happens.
Absolutely.
Okay? It's not a game. It's not a fucking game to us. It never fucking will be again. It never fucking will be again. It was never, you know what I mean? Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
I almost saw someone take a walk in the river the other day, right? And I'm telling you right now, we
live in some pretty crazy metros. You're close, you're in Jersey, close to fucking NYC, and I'm in fucking KC, right up downtown's ass, basically. And it's we see some shit, and there's some crazy shit that happens around us, but it's we're trying to better ourselves. We're not trying to fucking make it worse.
If you're not paying attention, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss it. So, guys, if you're feeling alone, don't let anybody fucking cut off your fucking, bring you down to your knees. Seriously, we're way too good for that now. Okay, there's a lot of shitheads out there that are trying to take over, but you can't let them take over. You can't let that, what do we call it, symbiotes, succubuses. You know, we can't let them take over. And guys, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling alone, if you don't want to talk to your friends or your family or someone close, talk to a stranger. You could dial the National Suicide Hotline. You could text them or call them at 988 or dial 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-TALK. There is someone there to listen to you today. There is no excuse on why someone says there's no one to talk to. You contact them right above, right there in the banner, right there.
I've personally called that number twice.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because of suicidal ideation or anything crazy like that, but it was like I needed to fucking just like word vomit and just get some shit off my chest. They listened. They fucking listened. Okay? It's been a long time since I called them, but they fucking listened both times. Absolutely. I think the first time I called them, I was on the phone for 45 fucking minutes, griping and bitching and fucking crying about my fucking life.
And they'll sit there for 8 hours.
They listened.
Mm-hmm.
They listened. That's all I can say. They fucking listen.
Guys, we love you. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the weather. It's fucking 70 degrees outside. Okay? Take in a breath. Read a book. You know?
If you're in some of those areas in the Midwest that got hit, our thoughts are definitely with you. Freaking
absolutely.
Y'all take care of yourselves. Keep an eye on the fucking sky, dude. Like, we love you guys. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely expect to see y'all here fucking in 168 hours, like in formation. We're going to do this shit again every fucking week, live as fuck, because we don't give a fuck, except we fucking do, don't we?
We do. Hard shell, soft, gushy inner side.
There you go. That's the way to be. That's the way to be. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.